I don't subscribe to the idea of, oh, this guy has traveled abroad, let me just travel abroad. You don't even have any plan, you don't even have any motive, you just want to go travel abroad. If you travel abroad without a plan, man, you're gonna really, it's gonna be very, very tough. Hi guys, and welcome back to Eichmann TV. So I was going through my Instagram during the week, and someone actually raised a very interesting question. Someone asked me, he said like, hello Ike, I have 10 million naira. Do you advise me to travel abroad with the money, or do you advise me to stay in Nigeria, maybe to run a business or to learn a skill? And it was really a very interesting question. So I didn't know what to answer. So I had to take some time to think about it, and I decided to make a video about it. So sit back and enjoy. Yo, welcome back to the channel, guys. The first thing I'll say in response to that question is, do you actually have a business plan? Like, you're just an average guy in Nigeria, you have 10 million naira, and you are thinking of either investing or doing a business or learning the skill. If you just have that 10 million naira and there is no business plan, prior to the time, or there is no skill you have already, or you're just confused about the whole thing. Now that's a very tricky thing, because you don't want to start should I say, experimenting with that money. Yeah, it's actually a huge amount. So it would have been better maybe if there is an existing business that you want to support, or maybe a business that is already running, so you can have that assurance that, oh, this money won't just go like that. But in a case where you just want to start a business, like you've never done this business before, I think it's very, very risky, for anybody actually. And for me, I think doing business is actually better when you look at the long-term benefits. I mean, doing business is better. Why it's better is because building a successful business, it gives you, I think, everything you want, like towards the end of the journey, because all the billionaires we have today, of course, businesses, they are all of them businesses. So I think doing business is what every logical person will want to do. But then when you look at the risk involved, especially when there is no prior plan, then I don't know if that would be the best thing to do. So if there is no prior plan, then I definitely won't want to do business, because that's just like gambling with the money. I've had a friend who tried to set up a business. He just had some money, so he wanted to set up a business. I think the business was selling, is it shoes and clothing like that. He just like, oh, let me just get a shop, let me just open this. He just did his plus and minus. Oh, this is gonna work. So when he started the business, he started meeting some challenges he didn't foresee, and before you know, the business folded and he lost all the money, he lost everything, the time and everything. So in that situation, you see that if he had put that money into something else, it would have been more beneficial. So personally, I think doing business is actually the best option, but the risk is much more, like, the risk is so high. The chances of actually building a successful business, the risk is so high, and especially in a place like Nigeria, where there are a lot of problems. We know the problems we are facing, the problems that don't allow businesses to survive. So when you have 10 million naira, if you don't have an already established business, or something that you can invest in, that you are sure of having returns, then I definitely won't advise you to use it for business. I'll advise you to maybe travel with it. Yeah. So the next point I want to raise is it also depends on what you want as a person, or what you want as an individual. Like some people will prefer to have the normal life where the system is working, there is electricity, there is security, there is access to medical facilities, and everything is just all fine and all good. and they don't really care about maybe how much they earn themselves. They are okay with it, and some people don't really care much about that. So if you're someone who really cares about being in a working system, I know majority of us are in that category. It actually does come with its perks and its disadvantages. But if you're in that category, then moving abroad is actually the best option, because you can't compare the standard of maybe medicine here or security, everything, with what we have in Nigeria currently. I'm hoping that it will change in time, but currently we know we can't compare. So if you fall into that category, then I think traveling with the money makes more sense, than doing business in Nigeria. Then another point is that if you have a family, or like you have a very large family, you have a lot of people you cater for, it can also influence your decision. Because if you're looking to travel with let's say a family of 4, 5 or 6, 10 million won't really go anywhere. As a matter of fact, 10 million may just be enough for one person to travel. So if you're looking at traveling maybe and you have a family, unless you are planning on maybe traveling, then later you bring in other people. But if you are looking at maybe moving with everybody, then 10 million will not be enough. So in that case, you have to look for other alternatives. And so yeah, I don't really have a specific answer to this, but my personal opinion is that if I have 10 million and I have to choose between staying in Nigeria or maybe traveling abroad for studies, of course I'll take the option of traveling abroad, because I think life abroad is relatively better. And I also believe that environment also matters, in the success of everyone. If you are in a very good environment, if you are in a healthy environment, it kind of propels you, it kind of pushes you to achieve your heart desire, But if you are in a place where there are a lot of problems, there are a lot of complaints, there are a lot of issues on ground, things that won't even allow you to focus on the real work, it can be very distracting, and it's going to draw you back. You may not be able to compete maybe globally and stuff like that. So I also think that decision is a personal thing. Like, it depends on what the person really wants. We all know what we want. We all know what we have in mind. So I don't subscribe to the idea of, oh, this guy has traveled abroad, let me just travel abroad. You don't even have any plan, you don't even have any motive, you just want to go travel abroad. If you travel abroad without a plan, man, it's gonna be very, very tough. Yeah, I know there are very good opportunities here, like things you can take advantage of, a lot of stuff you can take advantage of, but if you come without a plan, it's going to be so difficult that you definitely regret why you came. So it's actually not a joke, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone. I'm trying to be very sensitive to not saying something that suggests discouraging anyone from traveling. But the truth always remains that if you travel without a plan, you are going to definitely regret traveling. Yeah, because here you don't play, you have to do the work. Like, you have to work very, very, very hard, and the rent, a lot of things are very expensive. So if you don't work to go, in Nigeria we can maybe shall I say, even if you don't have a lot of money, you can survive. Yeah, you can. But here the system is actually different, so that's just how it is. So my own personal opinion is I'll travel with the money. I'll travel with the money, but I'll travel with a plan. So guys, if you have something to say to this person, or you have a suggestion or an advice or something like that, please drop it on the comment section. Because I don't know the best answer to this. It's just like asking someone who is the best player between Ronaldo and Messi. All these kind of questions, no one knows the answer. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Please subscribe. Cheers.